Hello and welcome to Locator Gaming. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I normally put up on the channel. I'm going to do an unboxing of some promo miniatures and promo cards for Aeon Trespass Odyssey from Into the Unknown Studios. These are from the first run of promo stuff that was done, I think it was done earlier in 2024. They also released some more stuff on Black Friday, which I also ordered, but mine hasn't shipped yet, so we'll probably do an unboxing of those when those come in as well. I believe most of these, if not all of them, are usable in Aeon Trespass Odyssey and the 12 Sins of Heracles game that's coming up. So we'll look at the miniatures and we'll look at the cards and see what we got here. We'll probably start with the Talespinner. So this one comes, the miniature comes in its own box, but the cards, well, the card and the leaflet come in a white envelope. At least mine did anyways, in the box. And yeah, so this one isn't actually a card, it's a leaflet, and they actually even call it a leaflet on the rules. We won't spend a whole lot of time looking at the miniatures because you're not going to be able to see a lot without them put together, but there are a lot of images online of these miniatures already put together, and they look great. They look fantastic. They are resin. There's not too many pieces in this one. And I might be able to zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, they are resin, so you're going to need to use super glue to put them together, not plastic glue. I believe it's that kind of resin. It looks great. They have bases that already have stuff on them, just like the other ATO miniatures. This is the Titan card. It has, just like the other Titans, it has information on the different things that are on its Kratos table. But let's look at the leaflet first, because this is a little rules leaflet. I'm not going to read most of it word for word, but just kind of like a little bit of information. So it says it's a new Titan Dreamwalker. This is an interesting thing here that talks about the difficulty and game balance, because it mentions here, and it mentions on the other side as well, that this is a pretty powerful Titan. So what it's basically saying here is that this is considered to be a Titan of power level 4, meaning that it will make cycles 1 through 3 noticeably easier, while cycles 4 and 5 only slightly easier. And then to include it in the campaign, you just add this leaflet to your technology deck and follow the breeding rules, which are on this side. And I think these breeding rules are the most interesting thing that I've seen about this particular character so far. So it's basically when you get to the Omega adventure in an adventure set, you can put a tally mark on your Argo sheet. And then when you get to 4 tally marks, you can lose 1 normal Dreamwalker Titan and 2 different cores. So you gotta crit some BP3 cards in order to do this. You can gain a Talespinner Titan. But this is the cool part here, that Talespinner tally marks persist through all cycles. When you progress from one cycle to the next, carry over the marks to your new Argos sheet. So you don't have to get 4 Omega adventures in one cycle. You could get like 1 in cycle 1, and 2 in cycle 2, and 1 in cycle 3, and then you're in cycle 3 with the Talespinner. So I think that's cool. Then at the bottom there is that disclaimer that it'll make it easier if you're playing cycles 1 through 3. Get a little more close up. That's the art. And we can see the rules here. Treat all your Overbreak X keywords as having the following rules. During the second ability window, place X break tokens in the Kratos pool. If your total power exceeds the Aeon Trespass level by 1 or more, you may place up to X additional break tokens, but no more than the exceeded value. So it's kind of like doubling Overbreak, sort of. But I guess if it was like Overbreak 3 and you only exceeded the AT by 1, you only get to put 1 extra. But you could put up to the 3 or whatever the Overbreak is. So that's cool. It's a way to get a lot of break tokens. spinning tails. Before the attack roll, if the Kratos pool is empty, activate all your applicable Kratos table abilities that leave Kratos tokens. What? That's insane. So before you get to do the attack roll, so like if the person that went before you had a crit, or not a crit miss, a full miss, and wasn't able to put anything in the Kratos pool, then you can just put all the tokens from your Kratos table in there. Do not leave any tokens during the second ability window from your Kratos pool table. Kratos table. So it's like giving you the advantage, but you don't get to give the next person any advantage off of your table. So it's not like doubling up on the table, just changing when the tokens go in, I guess. After a major or grave trauma or an obol, gain a priority target token. Okay. Parisian deal. For a fate and to exhaust, turn one of your Midas tokens into 2 Ambrosia tokens, 1 Ambrosia token into 2 Despair, or 1 Despair into 2 Midas. So that might be mitigating if you're getting dangerously close to dying in one way or another, changing how you would die. So the Kratos table is kind of interesting. That's not the break token symbol, but there's an opening token. There's a reroll plus probably push back. What is that token symbol? Oh, it's an overbreak. During the second ability window, place X break tokens in the Kratos pool. Okay, so if you're during the second ability window, place X break tokens in the Kratos pool. If your total power exceeds by 1 or more, you may place up to X additional tokens, but no more than the exceeded value. So is this different than the normal overbreak rule? So this is giving... Oh, I see, because it's probably just implementing this Arabian Nights rule, right? Changing the overbreak keyword. That is cool. Oh, and this is neat too. Down here, instead of just getting a red die, the Talespinner gets a red die plus auto break 1 as long as they hit. Yep. That is neat. This is a cool Titan. I'm liking the Talespinner. All right, let's see which one here we got next. So they come with art cards, and then they come with these collector cards too that are also art on the back. So we'll leave the art right here. So this is the Corona Titan. This is 266 of 500. So it's like a collector's edition card. Again, we're not going to be able to see a whole lot because the minis are not put together yet. This one does have quite a few pieces. I do believe, if I remember correctly now that I'm thinking about it, I think on the store there are links to putting some of these together. So you don't have to like guess. I'm pretty sure that that's true, but don't hold me to that. Okay, this one also came with some cards. This is a pattern card. Polmarchos. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. And the writing on this is super small. So I'll read it to you. When you become allied in Cycle 2 with any faction, you may add this card to the Gymnasium deck. Technology Inward Odyssey. And then it's like a pattern card. Is that what these called? Pattern cards. So it has different Kratos table for your character. It also has gain +1 movement for each empty gear slot you have, up to, is that a 3? Up to 3. Yeah. And some different symbols on there. Inspire, diversion, ruse. I'd have to look all these keywords up, but there's lots of different things happening on this Kratos table than a normal one. I'm going to throw in a cut real quick and zoom in the dock camera a little bit more because these cards are smaller than normal. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just want to clarify something. They're not smaller than normal gear cards. They're like smaller than regular sized game cards, but they're the same size as gear cards for this game. So I had to reset my camera because I had my camera set up for a different size card before I started. So there you can see this Kratos table and all the symbols on it. All right, let's take a look at this piece of gear. Oh, let me also zoom that camera back in. There we go. This one says you may craft this gear instead of the long mast spear in cycle 1. And it's on the trireme reach weapons. Okay. So it's a double-handed weapon, 2 dice, +1 to hit. You get 1 red die for every hit, plus an extra red die. It's a ranged weapon, 2 to 3. When you hit, pull the primordial until it is adjacent to you. Moving outside your effective range doesn't cause a chain break. And if you attack at danger of 3+, it also has overbreak 2. Okay, this is awesome. And I love how the action shot of her here is just swinging that chain blade around. All right. Another cool one. Here we have the Meleager Titan. I'm so bad at pronunciation. Same art. Yeah, Meleager Titan, I think is what that says. There's another pattern here. This says, when a Titan suffers burn, you may add this card to the Gymnasium deck. And that's a post-cycle 1 thing, if I remember correctly, the Gymnasium deck. Oh, this also reminds me, I think the Talespinner, just to backtrack a little bit, yeah, the Talespinner draws an obol on 9+, versus where like this pattern is an obol on 10+. So like going over 9. Then it says, for a fate and an exhaust, when you are about to resolve a minor or major trauma, second chance. Sweet. So you get, if you don't like the first one, you get to draw a second one, is what second chance does. Shark's Courage. You may craft this instead of, you may craft this instead of the Whalebone Bident, Cycle 1 technology, trireme reach weapon. I think on this zoomed in, the card cam is still not zoomed in correctly. One-handed, 1 die, +1. You get a black and a red die for hitting. It has reach 2, you have to commit. Exhaust it when you wound. Place a negative speed modifier token on the primordial sheet. Cool. When you unexhaust this card, discard the token. So it's like you're leaving it inside the primordial, and while it's there, it has lower speed token. But maybe if you like pull it back because you're unexhausting it, being able to attack again, it gets its speed back. The primordial gets its speed back. Okay. Another cool Titan. Okay, I cleared that stuff off and moved some boxes around to get to the other ones here. Here's our art card. This mini looks cool. This mini you can find if you look on Board Game Geek or on maybe if you Google images for these promo Titans. Yeah, the mini looks pretty much just like this. And I am going to butcher this name. Porphyra? Porphyra? I don't know. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. It's this Titan. And we've got a pattern and a weapon again. When a Titan dies while awakened, you may add this card to the Gymnasium deck. All kinds of stuff happening on this Kratos table. Is that a burn on line 1? No, provoke. I like that you're still getting a reroll. Oh, look, there's a red die at 4 instead of 5. And what's that one at 8 there? The heart is Heart Seeker? I don't know what that does right now off the top of my head. You also get +1 power against... What is that symbol? I don't know what that symbol is. It might be cycle specific or a certain enemy or something. The one thing I do like about this game, there are all kinds of symbols and rules and things that you'll see them and then you'll be like, I don't know what that is, but then later on the game will expose you to that thing, and it's like, okay, now moving forward this thing actually matters, but before that it didn't really matter. All right, these are gardeners. You may craft this instead of the Jawbone Axe, cycle 1. Okay, two-handed, 2 attack dice +0, 1+ hits for the power dice. Okay, so you get a red power die for each hit, but then down there at the bottom it says each hit gains +1 power. And on a crit chance, you gain +1 power. That is awesome. That lets you have a better chance of actually getting your crit. Getting through the AT field on your crit chance and actually achieving the crit. That's cool. And it's reposition 1, opening 2, just like the, is it the Kratos co-piece? Is that the one? I think that's the one. Or is it the two-handed stuff? Because this is a two-handed weapon. I don't know, but it's good. Reposition 1 lets you get away from the primordial. Opening 2, helping out the next attack is good. Always good. Let's see how many pieces there are. Not as many pieces as the last one. Maybe. The base looks cool. Nothing's broken. The detail is really nice on these minis. I mean, it is resin, but I mean, this is amazing detail. These could be considered a little pricey for some people. However, if you are a painter, and I obviously am a painter, I'm going to paint all these on the channel in live streams. These are really good minis. I like them. I mean, the way that they look not put together, the detail looks really nice. Okay. We've got a bow Titan here called the Zeno Titan. Pretty sure I can pronounce that one. The Zeno Titan. Let's take a peek at the resin. Yeah, the arrow looks great. Oops, not even on the screen. The arrow looks great. The base looks cool. It extends over the round part. Not a whole lot of pieces, but there are some small pieces in here. So you're going to have to be friendly with your super glue. It doesn't look that complicated to figure out either. I mean, it's like that arm goes there, that arm goes there. The bow connects to each other, and the arrow goes through the middle. And it looks like there's little notches and stuff on the arms and little notches and things for the legs to get in there. So it doesn't look like it's going to be too hard to put together. This is a little different than ATO in general, because ATO, the minis come put together. Okay, we have a support gear and a two-handed bow here. So this is the Hermes winch. You may craft this gear instead of the spring harness in cycle 1. Basic support equipment. Hey, I could craft this now at where I am. For 2 fate, you can scale, which is climbing a VP, I think. Climbing up to a vantage point. And then for 2 fate and exhausting, if you're on a vantage point, you may swap spaces with another Titan that is adjacent to the primordial. You may use this ability as a free action or at the end of your turn. So that's cool. Like if you have a Titan that doesn't necessarily have good bonuses or isn't great or wouldn't be a great one to try to just make the roll to get up on a VP, but maybe they're a really good attacker or something, you could get up there and then you basically are giving them a line to climb up to get up to your spot. Yeah, that's neat. And then we have the keel bow. You may craft this gear instead of the lion tail whip, cycle 1. That is in the trireme reach weapons. Okay, we got a two-handed bow. So that's a big long bow. 2 dice, +3 with an asterisk mark, and 1 red die per hit. The range is 3 to 4. It is cumbersome and daze. And we've got take aim as the asterisk here. Place an opening token on this card. So for your action, I guess this is for your action instead of your movement, you could take aim. Place an opening token on this card. For each opening token on this card, gain +3 precision. When you attack, discard all opening tokens from this card. Wow. So you're just sitting there for a turn. I mean, you could move. Or that's just the regular action, right? I think that's the regular action symbol. I'd have to compare it. Oh, and cool. If you have danger 3+, you lose. This loses cumbersome. So that's cool. Wow. So it's two-handed. If you found something that was particularly difficult to hit for some reason, then that would be cool. This is also like a cycle 1 trireme reach weapons instead of the lion tail whip. Potentially early weapon to make. Okay, we got one more Titan and then a miniature, a primordial miniature, but it has some Titan gear cards in it. It's not like a new primordial. Oh yeah, this is my favorite looking guy right here. This guy with the big belly. The Harbinger Titan. It's amazing art, and the mini is also amazing. See his big belly. This one definitely does not have a lot of pieces. It's just the body and then the arms and the weapon and then go on the stand. Oh, there's another little tiny thing right here that probably, it looks like it connects to his back or something. So yeah, this one's going to be probably the easiest one to put together. And one of the most amazing looking. You know, not all heroes have to be completely physically fit. Yeah, in this card. So he comes with a minor trauma card. And it's called the Formidable Gut. If you're controlling the Fire Starter, the Harbinger, or the Tree Jumper. So the Fire Starter is also a big miniature. But that's just a regular base game Titan, right? Or the Tree Jumper. For the duration of this battle, add this card to the Trauma deck. You may ignore the next knockback or pushback you would suffer. When you do, discard this card. And the art on there is amazing. His amazing Formidable Gut is just absorbing the punch from the Primordial. I love that. I love that card. Okay. Harpoon Ballista Gun. You may craft this instead of the Clawhorn Harpoon. Is that what it is? Clawhorn Harpoon. It costs an additional undead silver rare resource to craft. And so this is a Cycle 5 technology. Cycle 5 piece of gear. 2 dice plus 1. You get a black and a black plus an extra black. It's unique. Range 4 to 8, so pretty far. Unwieldy, commit, cumbersome. Pull of 6. Armor piercing. Ignore the microwave shield trait. And at danger 4+, it also has harpooned. I like this guy. Yeah. It's cool looking. Okay, now this one is Time's Woe. Take a look at the art card here. So I'm pretty sure this is just a stand-in. You can use this as a stand-in for another Primordial. It's just a different sculpt. Not too many pieces here. Again, the detail looks amazing. But this does come with art cards. Not art cards, sorry. Some gear cards and stuff for Titans. So we'll start with this one. So it's a Cycle 4. You may craft this instead of the... man, this writing is so small, it's even hard for the camera. Instead of the Immortal Armor, Cycle 4. Just that cursive writing, and it's so small, it's just super hard for the camera. Ahead of time, you get 2 evasion rerolls. It's Ascended, unique. You may equip Paradox gear regardless of the cycle you're in. Cool. 9+ Fate, superior chance. I'd have to look that keyword up. I don't know what that one is. Damocles Weight. Gain this gear when you either lose or win Cycle 3. It carries between all your playthroughs. What? Oh, that's insane. So you just, the first time you finish Cycle 3, you get this, and then you just have it forever. It's kind of like, well, yeah, okay. I won't compare it to Kingdom Death Monster stuff. Unique badge, Titan attachment. Once per battle, you may lower fate cost of an ability by 1 to a minimum of 0. When you do, place a generic token on this card as a reminder. Crit, evade, fail. Discard this card and suffer death 1. Oofta. So you, I mean, it's cool that you get it, and it's nice to be able to lower the fate cost of things. But if you roll a 1 on that white die when you're trying to evade, you have to suffer death 1. Okay, Doomsday Clock. You may craft this instead of the Immortal Cestus, cycle 4. This is a one-handed thing. I'm not sure what this is here, but you get some defensive rolls here to try to get some potentials. On attacking, it's a 4 plus 4. Each one is a red die, and you get an extra power. Ascended Unique. Your Titan uses the Times Woe Momentum trait. For 2 fate, you can rewind. You can use this ability as an interrupt thing. Is that an ability window? I can't remember what those things are called, but it's like an interrupt during a primordial turn. You can use the fate to reestablish your time anchor. You may use this ability as a free action or at the end of your turn. Okay, so let's look at these things on the Times Woe Momentum card that you get. So this is interesting, like you have a Titan that's getting a trait card. Times Woe Momentum. At the start of the battle, assign a time anchor token to your Titan. Place it under your Titan. At the start of your turn, move the time anchor 5 spaces in a random direction. So you'd be drawing a minor trauma card, I guess, to look at the direction. If you draw a card with a circle, place time anchor under your Titan instead of choosing a direction. So it's going to be randomly moving around the board. You can rewind. Place your Titan on your time anchor. If your time anchor is not on the board, you are erased from existence instead. Bummer. Reestablish time anchor. Place your time anchor token on your current space. If you're on a VP, place your time anchor adjacent to the primordial instead. So reestablish time anchor was a cost of 1 fate. And rewind, it was on this piece of gear again. Rewind was a cost of 2 fate. So it basically allows you to jump around the board to wherever your time anchor token is. I wonder how your time anchor token would not be on the board. That's cool though. Again, no specific Titan that goes with those. These promo cards come with this Times Woe mini. All right, that is all of the things that I have in this particular shipment to unbox. I'm really excited to get these, especially because some of these things I can incorporate into the playthrough that I'm currently doing. And I like the Talespinner thing, that it goes across cycles. You don't have to just get 4 Omega adventures in one particular cycle. They're going to be really fun to paint. And there's really great art to reference for the painting of these. So, all right. Like I said at the beginning, I think I said at the beginning, I checked, and I believe all of these things are currently available on their store. I don't think I did say that at the beginning. If you want to check these out, you can go to the Into the Unknown Studios web store and look at them and get them if you think they're there. And there are still some of the Black Friday stuff up there too. So there's more than just these. If you're interested in getting some additional promo content for Aeon Trespass Odyssey. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I hope you enjoy everything I put up on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.